too hot to handle, and we're doing capsaicin extracts and chili peppers, hot sauce, and salsa. Some background information. Capsaicinoids are what are the heat-producing chemicals that give, like pigment foods, their spice. The most common capsaicinoid is capsaicin. It's used in cooking, medicine, weight loss. It's also used as a chemical weapon, stuff like that. So these are the common capsaicinoids. Capsaicin is the most common, and then you go down the list. So for our project, we're most interested in the first two. This is capsaicin, that's its manufacturing name and structure. So what we're focusing on is kind of capsaicin and in the food industry. So there was a pharmacist named Wilbur Scoville, and he developed an organoleptic test. And he was the first person to say that we should probably quantify spice in foods. And so he made a test that was basically, he kept increasing the concentration of capsaicin in sugar water, and then when you tasted it, that's how he determined how spicy a food was. But it was really imprecise because the human palate is different for every person. So there was I think a 50% error between labs doing the same test. But some chemists came up with modern techniques using high-performance liquid chromatography that can determine capsaicin concentrations, and then you can then convert the concentration to what they call Scoville heat units, and that's how the food industry determines how spicy their food is.
So for the bulk material, we have chili peppers that are dried, such as chili guajillos, chile de árbol, and then we have hot sauces and salsas, and we're going to do name brand versus non-name brand. So we're going to do 2 of each category, so it'll be 4 for each, and then 12 in total, and capsaicin will be extracted from all 3.
And then to extract the capsaicin from each thing, we talked about the solubility a little bit, and we know that capsaicin is insoluble in water, but it is soluble in ethanol, alcohol, acetonitrile, and a few other substances. To extract the capsaicin, then we're going to put 1 gram of the dried chili powder and 10 milliliters of acetonitrile, and we're going to put that into a 120 milliliter glass flask. We're going to place that then in 80 degrees Celsius water bath for 4 hours, cool it to room temperature, and then extract and filter 2 milliliters of the supernatant. Then we're going to store that in 5 degrees Celsius until the experiment is actually performed. And then we're going to use 10 microliters aliquot for each HPLC injection.
Looking at the quantitation of the capsaicin levels, we obtained our samples from sigma-analysis. It was 95% capsaicin for the 50 milligrams. Our standards are prepared in 100% ethanol solution. So looking at the high-performance liquid chromatography, we're taking a 10 microliter aliquot, running a duration of 7 minutes. The first peak we're going to get is just a pigment, doesn't really mean anything, but the second and third peaks are going to be the capsaicin and dihydrocapsaicin, which is going to show us our results for the next part.
So in analyzing the results, what we're going to do is take the peaks from the HPLC machine and do some math to convert it to the Scoville heat units. In terms of the peak for dihydrocapsaicin, because it's very difficult to obtain the standard and it's ridiculously expensive, we're just going to go by percentage for that part. And so we're just going to, the final thing that we're going to do is convert to the units by multiplying the parts per million of each thing by 15. And so basically at the end we're just going to get a number that would correspond to Scoville heat units, and then we'll see whether or not these companies are reporting the numbers correctly or if there's some error going on here. And then, yeah, that's what I just said. Okay.
Questions?
Did you say that the food industry uses HPLC to test for this stuff?
Yeah, that's what they use now. They use that before, but because capsaicin is actually, it's a pretty big thing in the food industry because they call themselves spice heads, but they like to make the spiciest hot sauces. So when they buy capsaicin extracts, they're rated with capsaicin heat units. So if you buy something and it's actually half of what you're being told you're getting, that could be a problem.
So they already report this, and you're just trying to see if that they.
Yeah, but then we're also going to test is there a benefit to buying cheese, hot sauce, and salsa, or going to save a lot and spending $1.20? Can you you get the same spice, because the flavors are the same, they use the same peppers, tomatoes, tomatillos, all that, so.
But did both of them already report how much?
Well, some, like, if you, like the capsaicin, they'll report a Scoville heat unit, but you don't get like a reported heat unit for salsa, because salsa, you know, it does not have a milligram of chili powder in it, because that, I mean, people can eat that. So we're gonna look at those and just say, if you like spice, and you like the flavor of salsa, which one should you be getting, you know, more bang for your buck?
I wonder if you couldn't see if there's a significant difference between medium and hot or something, kind of salsa. Anything else? Okay.